CANELO ALVAREZ versus Sergey, no longer the Crusher Kovalev. What happens after the jab? My fight prediction.
Welcome to
Real Life Boxing.
Blessed love and blessed day. Oh, boxing world, boxing nation, fighting world, fighting nation. It's Coach Fire, and this is Real Life Boxing. As I said, Canelo Alvarez versus Sergey the Crusher Kovalev tonight on the Zone. What happens after the jab? My final fight prediction. Hey, before we get into it, I'm gonna ask you guys to smash on the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified when new content is being uploaded, and you can be notified when we are going live here at Real Life Boxing. Canelo Alvarez, a middleweight champion, stepping up 2 weight classes to challenge Sergey Kovalev for his light heavyweight championship. Story of the fight, of course, Canelo moving up 2 weight classes. How is he going to deal with the stiff, rifling jab of Sergey Kovalev? How is he going to deal with the power of Sergey Kovalev? A lot of people picking Sergey Kovalev to win this fight. A lot of people picking Canelo Alvarez to win this fight. But a lot of people are leaning towards Sergey Kovalev. They think that Canelo Alvarez has bitten off more than he can chew. They think that Canelo Alvarez, his eyes were bigger than his stomach, as my grandmother used to say. They think that Canelo Alvarez is being greedy, moving up in weight classes when he still got competition to fight in the middleweight division. But what happens after the jab? I titled the video that for a reason. What happens after the jab? Now, Canelo Alvarez has a pretty good jab himself, and I'm surprised that nobody's talking about that. Canelo Alvarez has a really good jab, and he tends to jab with jabbers. He tends to jab with people that have really good jabs, like Triple G. He jabbed with Triple G. And I feel like in the second fight, he out-jabbed Triple G. Not necessarily in jabs landed, but in effectiveness, in landing the jab effectively, being able to do things after the jab. And that's why I titled this video, What Happens After the Jab? Now, we know Kovalev has a good jab, but what happens after he throws the jab? Canelo has a good jab, but what happens after he throws his jab? I think that Canelo Alvarez is more versatile off of his jab, is able to do more things off of his jab. Like I said, Kovalev is not the Crusher anymore, so he's not doing as much after his jab as he used to in the past. We just seen that in the Anthony Yarde fight. We seen that in the Alito Alvarez fight. Just pretty much played it real safe against Alito Alvarez. He had got stopped by Alito Alvarez prior to that. Came back and outboxed Alito Alvarez. Played it real safe in that fight. Came back against Anthony Yarde, and some people say that that was the best that they seen Sergey Kovalev look. I kind of disagree. If you guys see my fight videos about Kovalev and Yarde, I feel like, whatever. Kovalev didn't do much in that fight but land his jab. And I feel like this fight is going to be really, really, really similar to the Anthony Yarde fight. The difference in this fight is that it's Canelo Alvarez and not Anthony Yarde. So again, I think that this fight is going to play out like Anthony Yarde versus Sergey Kovalev, with a different outcome. But I think that the fight is pretty much going to go like that. Kind of slow pace, kind of technical. I think that I see Canelo Alvarez trying to counter Sergey Kovalev's jab with quick flurries. Canelo Alvarez has decently fast hands, can throw combinations really good. So I see him just trying to counter Kovalev, but safely. You know what I'm saying? The first half of the fight, safely trying to counter and trying to box Kovalev. Everyone thinks, he's got to go to the body. He's got to go to the body, which I think ultimately he will go to the body. But I think at first he's probably going to box with Kovalev. It may be a slow-paced fight, a real technical fight. May see some countering, Some, you know, obviously Canelo's defense is really good. He moves his head really well, slips really well, moves at the waist really well. It's just that his feet isn't that fast, but he's not the type of fighter that really uses his feet anyway. He doesn't really bounce around the ring like that either. If he uses his feet, it's in small circles and to get angles and stuff, but he's not really bouncing around the ring anyway. So you know, and Kovalev, you know, doesn't have quick feet either, so it's not like he's gonna have to really chase Kovalev. But I see Canelo boxing with Kovalev, you know what I mean, to start the fight off. Body work, I can see him shooting the straight right hand to the body. Kovalev may be a little bit too slow to react to it, or maybe too slow to counter it, but I see Canelo starting there, shooting the straight right to the body, shooting the straight right to the body. And then like I said, I just see him boxing with Kovalev really safely. And then when it gets to the mid rounds and maybe Kovalev slows down a step and Canelo can get closer to him, then I think we may see Canelo Alvarez get a little bit more aggressive. I don't look for Canelo Alvarez to gas out in this fight. That's been a story of Canelo Alvarez's career. Just, you know, slowing down mid to late rounds, slowing down, gassing, not to the point where he can't do anything, but slowing down to the point where he's taking shots that he wasn't taking earlier. But I don't see that happening in this fight for whatever reason. I have my own personal thoughts and opinion on that, which I'm not gonna say in this video, but I don't see Canelo Alvarez gassing out in this fight. I don't see him slowing down in this fight. And I see Canelo Alvarez being able to win this fight. I don't know if he stops Kovalev. I think that he can stop him to the body, but I don't know if he stops Kovalev. But I think that it would be an entertaining fight. I think it's going to be a real technical fight. Maybe not a really aggressive, like action-packed fight, but I think that it will have some action in it. I won't be surprised if Canelo takes a good hit from Kovalev, if he like gets rocked or maybe even gets dropped with like a flash knockdown or something like that. I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if Kovalev is dropped by Canelo Alvarez either. I don't think that there's much of a size difference between these two guys. Honestly, there's a height difference, of course, but Danny Jacobs was taller than Canelo Alvarez. A lot of fighters are taller than Canelo Alvarez. And if you look at the weigh-in picks, Canelo Alvarez looks bigger than Sergey Kovalev. He has a bigger body than Sergey Kovalev. So I think that Canelo Alvarez is going to be fine at this weight class. I honestly do. And I think that he beats Sergey Kovalev tonight, possibly by late stoppage or a decision. I really don't know if I see it going 12, but I think that Canelo wins the fight, possibly by late stoppage to the body or a decision. You know what I mean? And I think that he wins because I think that he will be able to get past Kovalev's jab. Like I said, Kovalev isn't doing really much after he jabs. I see this fight going a lot like his fight with Anthony Yarde, just like I said. That's really the only thing that he did against Anthony Yarde. And you know, Canelo is a much better fighter at this stage in both of their careers than Anthony Yarde. I like Anthony Yarde. I think he's a good fighter, but Canelo Alvarez is a better fighter than Anthony Yarde. So like I said, I see this fight going pretty similar to the pace of how Kovalev versus Anthony Yarde went. The difference being Canelo Alvarez and not Anthony Yarde. Just a much skilled fighter. I don't care if he's smaller. If you look at their bodies, he's not smaller than him. He's just shorter than him. So I got Canelo Alvarez in this fight. I think that he gets past the jab of Sergey Kovalev, and I think that You know, he does it not really easily. I do think, I forgot to say this earlier, I do think that Canelo Alvarez has to fight a very, very, very good fight. We may see one of the best performances by Canelo Alvarez that we've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that he has to fight a really, really, really good and disciplined fight. But I think that he will. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we maybe will see the best, one of the best versions of Canelo Alvarez that we've ever seen. I just think that he has to fight a really good and disciplined fight, and I think that he's gonna do it. So that's my final fight prediction. I got Canelo Alvarez maybe possibly by late stoppage to the body, or taking it the distance in beating Kovalev for his title. You guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. I may be going live for this fight, not sure yet, but I'm definitely gonna be watching it, just not sure if I'm gonna go live, but I might. So you guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. I'm doing the shoe shine right now. Hey, keep fighting your fight and protect yourself at all times, man. Peace and one love. So if you like this video and you would like to see more great content like this on the channel, go to the PayPal link or the Cash App link in the description and show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. This is Real Life Boxing.